guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I genuinely do not take it for granted. I hope the year has been going very well for you, and if it hasn't, that's okay too. I think we are all still trying to figure things out in our own way. So today I want to have a conversation with you guys, and this is something that I've been reflecting on, and this is people pleasing, especially in your 20s. I just want to talk about people pleasing, what it would actually cost you, and why it's something that I've been unlearning in this season of my life. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. I feel like your 20s are such a formative decade. You're figuring out who you are, what you stand for, what you tolerate, and somehow, somewhere in that process, a lot of us realize that we have been prioritizing being liked over being honest. People pleasing will make you lose yourself. I think the first thing that I realized about people pleasing is that people pleasing doesn't always happen loudly. It happens very quietly. For the longest time, I genuinely thought that I was very understanding. I used to tell myself that I was patient. I know how to see things from other people's perspective. But eventually, I realized that what I was doing was actually people pleasing, and I was doing this at the expense of my own self. I was constantly shrinking my own needs, silencing my own discomfort just to keep peace with people. I was living on emotional reserve. I was always pouring to other people. I was never refilling. And the thing is that people around you are usually very happy when you're a people pleaser, because you are easy, you're very flexible, you never say no to them, then you carry emotional weight that was not even yours in the first place. And while everyone else is comfortable, you're empty. And I think that that's the part that really messed with me, because people pleasing will slowly drain you. And this is not because you're doing too much. This is because you're constantly saying yes to people when deep down in your heart you want to say no. So I had to learn that you don't have to be the most liked person in the room. You don't need to over-explain yourself to be understood. And no is a complete sentence. You don't need a whole paragraph to tell someone no. You're going to lose people when you stop being a people pleaser. But there's something I want you to understand. These people didn't even love you in the first place. They loved the version of you that overgave and provided free emotional labor. You cannot keep making everyone else comfortable while you're constantly betraying your own self. So if you keep doing that, you get burnt out eventually, and then you start to resent these people. And I think that that's why I realized that people pleasing doesn't make you a kind person. Being liked is not the same thing as being respected. And I think one of the hardest lessons that I had to learn is that being liked and being respected are two different things entirely. When you're constantly saying yes to people, people do not see this as kindness. They just see you as someone that is always available. And always being available without boundaries eventually always turns into access. This is when people start taking advantage of you. They start crossing the line and they start feeling very entitled to you. Every time you put someone else before yourself just to keep them comfortable, you're quietly betraying yourself. You inconvenience yourself, you silence your own needs just because you want to be liked by people. And when you really sit with it, you need to ask yourself, why am I working so hard to earn other people's approval? People pleasing centers other people so much that you start to disappear from your own life. You constantly adjust to everyone else's need. You adjust to their mood, their expectation, and not because it's right, but because you want to avoid discomfort or conflict. A people pleaser will always avoid confrontation. They don't like confrontation at all. A people pleaser would avoid confrontation at all costs. And because of all these things, they get taken for granted. But you see respected people on the other hand, they are very clear about what they will tolerate and what they will not tolerate. And this is not because they are wicked people or not because they always want to fight. Being respected is much more other than being liked, because you will make people uncomfortable. You might disappoint people, and you might lose access to certain relationships. People pleasing will leave you feeling drained, and then you will start to resent people because you're constantly saying yes to them when you actually want to say no. And the thing about saying yes to people is that once you start saying yes to everyone, it's like a trap, because the moment you start telling them no, they get offended, and that's when you start realizing that you never had boundaries. I think that's why I learned that I'd rather be respected and sleep well at night than be liked and lose myself because I'm trying to make every other person happy. I hope that this video reminds you that you can be kind to yourself without abandoning your own self, and that choosing your own self is not something that you have to feel guilty about. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.